Hello everyone, and in today's video I'm going to be reacting to our Genshin X Honkai theory, which is Griseo could be Genshin's supreme god, and how Teyvat is actually the result of Project Arc. So if you do enjoy it, make sure to like and subscribe. I definitely added words there, but I felt like it made a little bit more sense because this is a theory and not an actual fact. But yeah, so this was made 2 years ago, there is probably some massive inconsistencies with this from the lore we know now from both Genshin and Honkai. There's probably some inconsistencies. But one, I haven't done part 2, and 2, Grisha is my favorite character, so I really hope she is a Supreme God, because that'd be awesome. But the thing is, I feel like there is some things that could happen, like with how Genshin, because we still have no idea how Genshin actually ties into the Honkai universe at all. Like, there is still zero connection. The only thing that is a slight connection, I feel like, is Irminsul and the imaginary tree. Because they look quite similar. So that's the only thing I can think of. The only really thing I could really think of that could be something is that Teyvat is actually a bubble universe in the Sea of Quanta. And when Teyvat says he travels from world to world, or when the traveler, Ether and Lamine were traveling from world to world, they were actually traveling from bubble universe to bubble universe, and then they ended up in Teyvat, which is probably a bubble universe. That's probably what I'm thinking, but how is there a broken moon beyond the, I don't know. But yeah, I'm very excited to see this. I haven't done the world quest for Genshin yet, the newest one. I'll be doing that maybe 2 weeks from now, so we got a while to do that. But let's see what this is. It's 2 years old. Let's see how it holds up today, shall we? Let's see. Yep. Now this was the
Both
old
Genshin and Honkai Impact are part of the Honkai-verse, or the Hoyo-verse.
Yeah.
Or the hot anime waifus and husbandos gacha hell please have mercy on my soul I need to eat
Are
today
you?
verse. Call it however you like. This was confirmed by the developers themselves in multiple
That's funny.
interviews.
It is because our company has a goal in mind, and which is to create the Honkai universe.
The Honkai
So it is connected. Okay, I've never heard the devs actually say that, so okay.
Is a project aimed to establish the foundation of a shared
Goddamn,
multiverse between all of Hoyoverse's games. Now, before you get mad at me for having the nerves to say such a blasphemous thing, please keep in mind, each game is separate with its own audience and does not require you to play the other game in order to understand it. This shared multiverse.
I mean, you might have to play Honkai Star Rail soon. I feel like you probably need to play. I feel like eventually you probably have to play Honkai Star Rail to learn about Honkai Impact. Eventually, when Honkai Impact gets to the same timeline, I feel like it probably should.
Enables them only to make references and Easter eggs easier.
But obviously, this came out before Honkai Star Rail. By the way, this came out before Honkai Star Rail, so.
Multiverse enables them only to make references and Easter eggs easier and maybe do some small connections. Because of this, fans of both games have tried to find something that could link them together.
I mean, the reason why I played Honkai Impact in the first place was because, I think it was Ashikai in a video said that, this was over 2 years ago now, that, Genshin could be connected to Honkai Impact and Genshin could be connected. So that's why I started playing Honkai Impact in the first place.
Thus, the Project Arc theory was born. In this video, I will tell you everything we know about Project Arc and propose a theory that could finally link Genshin and Honkai Impact together. Now, let us take off.
Let's do it. I'm interested. Project Arc.
For those of you who are not Honkai players, let me quickly establish some terms to let you understand what I'm going to talk about. In the world of Honkai Impact 3rd, humanity already formed a high-tech civilization more than 50,000 years ago.
Genshin is very far behind in terms of tech.
So,
even Fontaine is fucking centuries behind, bro.
The Honkai. I am going to refer to that civilization as the previous era. Before being
Oh,
destroyed,
that's what it's kind of called
the
in the
people
game.
from the previous era started a series of projects meant to ensure that humanity will survive after its imminent destruction. One of those projects is Project Ark. The Ark bears a copy of the Human Genome Library, and it was launched into the space to search for other inhabitable planets. Its purpose was to make sure that
I haven't read the manga for it, but I remember that from like chapter 40 to 42.
the space to search for other inhabitable planets. Its purpose was to make sure that humanity will prosper again on
By the way, oh sorry, I keep pausing. If you please let me know if there's any good summaries of all of the mangas. Please let me know because I don't really feel like reading a manga for like 10 hours probably because there's one that looks like it probably would go for like 5 to 10 hours. But please let me know if there's any summaries on like all the mangas and stuff. Please link them down below in the comments because I would like to read a summary, like what I did with the Alien Space
inhabitable
manga.
planets.
Please let me
Its
know.
purpose was to make sure that humanity will prosper again on another planet if the previous era was destroyed. For the longest time, the biggest mystery regarding Project Ark was the identity of the person who left with it. With the release of the Elysian Realm and the Flame Chasers, we now know that the person who went with the Ark is Griseo. She's one of the
Yay!
Flame Chasers, a group of augmented super soldiers from the previous
I love
era
Griseo so
called
much.
Mantises. Initially, the project was supposed to be carried out by Kasma, another flame chaser, but Griseo asked to go in his place. While the Elysian Realm lore doesn't give a definitive answer as to who boarded the Ark between the two, it was confirmed later by Griseo's dorm description that she was indeed the one. Throughout the Honkai impacted media, we see the Ark represented in a couple of different ways. The most brought up representation is from the second key manga, where we see the Ark as two star-shaped objects drifting through space.
That's
This
probably
image
because it's going really
resembles
fast.
a lot the portrayal of the travelers in the beginning of Genshin.
Oh my god, Griseo is Ether and Lamine confirmed. They're just...
Image resembles a lot the portrayal of the travelers in the beginning
I
of
mean-
Genshin Impact and led many people to theorize that the travelers
I feel that's a bit of a stretch. I feel like it's just two friggin' stars. I mean, like, I feel like that's just a bit of a loose connection.
of Genshin Impact and led many people to
I guess it's
theorize
just
that the
Hoyoverse.
travelers are linked to the project. The second representation is from the Alien Space manga. In one of the chapters, we can take a glance at the blueprints used to build the Ark. Here,
Oh, I didn't.
it looks like
Either
the
I
Ark
don't remember seeing that from the summary, or the summary didn't show this.
is
Okay.
composed by two different spaceships merged together. This had many believe
Probably
that
why
what we
there's
saw
two
in second
things.
key is nothing more than a very zoomed out perspective of the ship and nothing more. Finally,
Yeah.
the last representation is in the form of a
And then the beam is probably to show that it's actually moving really fast.
gift from Kasma during his last remembrance vessel in Elysian Realm. This shows a much smaller arc in the form of a blue rocket, meant to be more of a representation from Kasma's perspective rather than an accurate depiction. What's interesting though is the
I
fact
mean, we saw part of the arc in chapter 40 to 42. I'm not sure if this was made before or after chapter 42. Or like that arc with all the 7 Vedas and everything. I'm not sure if this was made before or after. But if it was made after, I mean, I feel like maybe this was made before. But like on the planet, we could see some of the arc, and we literally went into the arc. So I feel like that little spaceship thing is just not a representation of it at all.
rather than an accurate depiction. What's interesting
It was all
though,
grey
is
and
the fact that Vilvi, the creator of the Ark, tells us that there is room for only one person on the spaceship. This is conflicting because if we
Which is weird because in chapter 40 to 42, it looks huge. It looks huge. Like, this is probably, I'm going to say what it looks like. Like,
take the blueprints from Alien Space as the true design of the
probably
Ark,
because most of it was filled with food and, like, water and, like, plants and, like, specimens and stuff. That's probably why. It was probably mostly filled with
arc, we
other
can
stuff.
clearly see that there should be room for more
I'd
than
say.
one person. Meanwhile, if you were to assume that the arc looked more like the gift from Cosma, it would align more with Vilvi's description. So, which one is true? Did they retcon that part from Alien Space? And the answer to that is maybe? You'll have to wait and hope for more to be revealed. It was confirmed in the second key that the arc left the solar system more than 2,500 years ago. The project was declared system more
The event represented here happened around this is what I said.
than 2,500 years ago. The project was declared a failure because the pioneers lost contact and the ability to track or communicate with it. They were expecting to hear from the Ark around 1500 years ago,
Griseo.
but they never did. This implies that something might have happened to the Ark. One of the main counter-arguments that the Ark is connected to Teyvat is the fact that it's supposed to be used for intra-dimensional travel, not interdimensional.
Right.
To be used for intra-dimensional travel, not interdimensional. Meaning that the Ark was never supposed to leave the current universe and, therefore, had no means to reach Teyvat. Or did it?
Oh, okay.
Since we know that something happened with the Ark, it's not impossible to think that it somehow fell into the Sea of Quanta and ended up reaching other bubble universes or even other branches on the imaginary.
Okay, he's going to like
I'm
probably
not
to
going
back
to
to
waste
bubble
time
universe.
in explaining here what the Sea of Quanta is or how the Honkai multiverse works. If you are interested in finding out more, I have a video in the description that goes into more detail. For now, just think of it as a space between universes that houses many bubble universes and world fragments.
Griseo.
Centrum for Women is an easy daily habit that supports busy life. Every day deserves to be colourful.
Paying with points feels like free with your Westpac Altitude Rewards card.
Griseo is an introverted child who loves to paint. Both of her parents died due to Honkai.
I'm guessing, yeah, this was definitely before chapter 40. Because she did technically grow up, right? She did grow up. So
And
this is
even
definitely
Griseo
before chapter 40.
herself was heavily injured one time. The only way for her to survive was to undergo a metamorph surgery and become a mantis. After the surgery, her paintbrush was infused with a mysterious power. Griseo is very easily influenced by the people around her to the point where she absorbs their personalities and starts talking and acting like them. She refers to the traits she borrows from others as colors.
And that's why Kalpas didn't want Griseo to go near Rame at one point, right?
She uses these colors to paint, and her paintings have the ability to influence the people around them based on the colors of the person she used when painting. One time, Griseo did a painting based on Kalpas, and it is said that it almost brought an entire city to the brink of destruction.
Oh god!
In the Elysian
That's
realm,
crazy.
due to it being a data space based on the shared consciousness of the Flame Chasers, Griseo gained the ability to shape reality and bring her paintings to life. Even if she only displayed those abilities in the realm, it's important to note that Griseo was only a child when she left with the Ark. Her powers were incredibly busted even by Mantis standards, having seemingly unlimited potential for creation. So, who's to say that she couldn't develop these abilities, or even more, if given the necessary time? Like, I don't know, 50,000 years in a spaceship traveling the universe? Vilvi tells Cosma that the Ark was designed—
Oh, you say that she created she created Teyvat through paintings?
with his Vishnu genes in mind, which allow him to continuously evolve as long as he consumes Honkai beasts. She also said that with time, he could become a being capable of creating worlds. Cosma ended up staying on Earth, of course, but who's to say that Griseo couldn't achieve the same through different means? Given her tremendous potential, I wouldn't be surprised if 50,000 years were enough to allow her to become a godlike being that could shape an entire world and create life with her paintings. Inspired by Griseo, I also decided to make a painting. It's called Please subscribe to the channel and leave a thumbs
Wow.
up if you like the video and want to see
Wow.
more Honkai Impact 3rd and Honkai Star Rail content.
And Honkai Star, I'll guess maybe Honkai Star was announced when this release was
The primordial
out, right?
one is the progenitor god
It
who
wasn't
allegedly
made
came
yet.
to Teyvat from another world. It battled and defeated the 7 sovereign dragon lords who were ruling.
Sorry, wait.
Is the
I didn't see that.
The primordial
Yeah,
one
okay.
is the
Yeah.
progenitor god who
I was confused for a
allegedly
second.
came to Teyvat from another world. It battled and defeated the 7 sovereign dragon lords who were ruling over the old world. After its victory, it went on to create
We've seen
heaven.
2, right? No. Well, we've seen the Dendro one and No, we've only seen the Dendro one.
and
Can't say we've seen the Pirate one, technically, right? Yeah, we've only seen one.
earth and
Nouvlet doesn't count, by the way.
4 shining shades of itself.
Nouvlet does not count.
Ultimately, the primordial one is held responsible for the creation of humanity in Genshin. Through reading Before Sun and Moon, we can clearly see some thematic similarities between the entity known as the Primordial One and Griseo. In the chapter on Phanes,
Okay.
or the Primordial One,
I don't read books
it
in this
stated
game.
that it was birthed from an egg. It's important to note
Okay.
that Before Sun and Moon is meant to be a historical scripture, meaning that the events relayed in it are interpretations using figures of speech and metaphors to convey information in a stylized manner.
Yeah,
So, if
okay.
you take that in mind, the egg could very likely be a spaceship, an ark of some sort, even if the two have
I don't know about... I don't know. I mean, I guess there was lots of life probably on it, right? I guess she would have brought heaps of life and everything, specimens and stuff, right? I'm pretty sure they were on the Ark. I mean, she was capable of...
absolutely no connection whatsoever.
Yeah.
It's clear that Hoyoverse used the story of Noah's Ark, or Teyvat Noah in Hebrew, as a core theme for both characters. Some of the chapters in Before Sun and Moon, such as the year of the Ark's opening and when doves held branches, are direct references to the legend of the Great Flood. Now, please think back at Project Ark. Humanity is about
mean
to
the word
face
Ark.
extinction. Just like Noah, Griseo is chosen to board the Ark and carry the entire human genome library through space to find a habitable planet and make sure that humanity will continue existing. A few thousand years have passed, and due to the nature of her powers and potential, she became a being with unlimited power for creation. The primordial one arrived in
Man,
the
she surpassed what Sar could never, am I right? Bro, Sar could never, bro. Sar could
unlimited
never.
power for creation. The
Oh, shit.
primordial one arrived in the old world in some sort of spaceship from another world.
Actually, this is not accurate because Mondstadt wouldn't actually be here if because it was the primordial one. So actually, Mondstadt wouldn't be here right now. I'm sorry.
Primordial one arrived in
Anyway.
the old world in some sort of spaceship from another world. After arriving, it defeated the 7 sovereign dragon lords to make sure
Casually.
that the planet can be safely
Casually.
inhabited. It created 4 shades, creation being a power heavily associated with Griseo, and created humans, which very coincidentally
Yeah, shades. Shades of color.
is similar to the task Griseo was assigned when boarding
Sorry.
power heavily associated with Griseo and created humans, which very coincidentally is similar to the task Griseo was assigned when boarding the Ark. Hoyoverse always uses similar themes for both games without drawing any direct connection, but in Griseo and the Primordial
Maybe that's just because they're lazy. I'm joking.
One's cases, there are just too many coincidences. It's a bit sus. In On Phanes,
Pizzas?
or the Primordial One, it is mentioned that it had wings and a crown, and it being androgynous in nature. While this description does not reveal much, it's safe to assume that the appearance of the primordial one doesn't seem to be human. So, how can it be Griseo? We know how she looks, so even if she grew older
she's
while
not
bored
100%
with the
human right now.
art, she wouldn't suddenly grow wings, would she? Well, remember that Griseo
She could literally just paint wings.
is a mantis, and all mantises have access to what it's called an Honkai active reaction. Due to them being a result of fusing human and Honkai beast genes, they can turn into a form similar to a Honkai
Scary.
beast. Though the majority of them lose their sanity when they do that, we know that some, like Mobius, can control their active Honkai reaction. So, it wouldn't be impossible to assume that the appearance described in Before Sun and Moon is Griseo's Honkai active reaction form. After all, unlike the majority of the Flame Chasers, we know nothing about the Honkai beast Griseo fused with.
Yeah. The demiurge?
Genshin's lore is based on Gnosticism. Because of that, many myths are translated to the game. Such is the myth of the Demiurge, whom the Primordial One is associated with. In Gnosticism, the Demiurge is a false creator depicted as an artisan that fabricated the physical universe. It thinks of itself as a supreme being without realizing that it's just another creation and there is a being above it, the monad, the actual supreme
Interesting.
being. In many philosophies, all the creations made by the Demiurge
I remember
are
this
considered
animation.
fake because they are just a consequence of an even higher power. In the Reconciled
chapter
Stars
10 or 11?
event, Scaramouche says that the sky is fake, hinting at some hidden truths behind the creation of Teyvat. Maybe the sky in Teyvat is fake because it's not made by a true supreme being and it's just a painting made by the Demiurge, in this case the Primordial One, aka Griseo. Let's take a look at
I
the
mean,
journey
that
of
still kind
painting
of holds up. I
stars.
feel like
In
could
this
still
event,
hold up.
we play as Griseo.
I mean, we see what's beyond the sky. It's literally fucking red and broken moon, so it doesn't look too friendly out there. So, I mean, we still don't have. We don't know. We don't really still know nothing about the sky or what's beyond it at all, except for a broken moon. So, I mean, this could still hold up, but we just don't know enough
At
to
the journey of
learn
painting
about it.
stars.
Think
In
about
this
it.
event, we play as Griseo, who is traveling through a world painted into existence by an entity known as the Depictor. As she and her painted companions travel through the world, she restores it by repainting the parts that are fading. The event heavily implies at the end that the Depictor is the real Griseo who went with the art. But you may say, Homu, how can an event in Honkai Impact predict things that will happen in Genshin Impact? That makes no sense.
I mean, they've done shit. So many things in
well,
events.
remember the Honkai X Genshin collab that spoiled a whole part of the Inazuma Archon quest one patch before it got released?
Oh my god, it did. Wait, it did. Oh my god, and I forgot there is a Oh my god, I just realized. Yeah, I forgot there's Genshin characters in Honkai Impact. Oh my god, I forgot about that. They spoil
Of the
Inazuma. That's right. The Castellan you just fought is merely a puppet made by the two doctors based on my. I mean, I don't know if this is called spoiling.
Archon quest one patch before
I mean, it's
it got
similar.
released?
I mean. What the fuck happened? Oh, okay, I got rid of this. I mean, that's kind of the same as, like, the Point 8 events. They kind of foreshadow the whole arc of the things, right? Like, Point 8 of, like, 4.8, like, for Natlan, 3.8 for Fontaine, like... I mean, I feel like it's kind of the same thing, I feel. And their events as well. So I feel like Genshin does it for their own game as well.
I just want to say that it's not something I wouldn't put past Hoyoverse to do. They like to tease one game in another, and it's something that we have observed multiple times at this point. Hey, future Homo here. While editing, I noticed that during the event, Griseo has 4 painted companions that she created herself.
Oh,
Mr.
wait.
Knight, the Courtier, the Countess,
I mean, this is... Oh, yeah.
and the Charioteer. This is very similar and could be a direct parallel to the 4 shades created by the Primordial One. That's it for now, back to Past Homo. If you go through Griseo's dialogues in Elysian
interesting.
Realm, you can see her mentioning the sky a lot. For her, the image of the sky represents freedom, a place where all her warm memories exist and where she says that she'll want to live someday. Of course, this could be foreshadowing that she'll take to the sky with the Ark, but what if Griseo painted Celestia as a place in the sky to live in, just like she wanted as a child?
Oh my god.
So, let's do a short recap.
True.
The Primordial One is Griseo, who embarked the Ark with the Human Genome Library at the end of the previous era. While drifting through space for thousands of years, Griseo, who had unlimited potential for creation, became a being capable of altering reality and create life using her paintings. She ended up in the Sea of Quanta, and there she found Teyvat, a bubble universe in the sea. She used her powers to fight off the 7 sovereign dragon lords and to paint 4 shades. After that,
The question is, what bubble universe is the Traveler from?
she painted the sky and Earth anew to make sure that the planet is habitable, and then used the human
The thing is...
genome
I'll let this
library
go.
from Project Ark to restore humanity. Finally, she painted Celestia in the sky, where she wanted to live for the rest of her days. But, as you may have noticed, the story of Genshin Impact is a bit more complicated than that. Something might have happened to Griseo, and whoever rules over Celestia right now seems to be a totally different person. Who knows? At the end of the day, this is just a theory. It doesn't have to be true.
Yeah.
All it needs to be is just a fun idea to discuss between the fans of both games that love to find connections and similar
The white's
ideas.
great. I mean, I feel like it could still hold up. I mean, because we still don't really know anything about the sky, because the only thing that has happened with the sky so far is that Malvika broke it, and then nothing has happened, and they literally didn't talk about it again. Malvika broke the sky, and then there was one little conversation about that, and then that's it. It's over. I mean, Malvika did say she would look into it, but... I don't know, man. I don't know. But I really do hope that Griseo is, because I love Griseo a lot. Like, Griseo is my favorite character in Honkai Impact. So I really, like, it'd be awesome if she is a part of it. Because this was definitely made before, like, chapter 40 in that. Wait, hold up. What is this? And to be completely frank, I don't think it will ever be confirmed. There's also a lot of hints toward Griseo being more connected to the Sky People and HPO rather than Genshin Impact, but alas. It's fun to theorize, or remember this, yeah. I mean, it is Hoyoverse after all, but yeah, let me know what you thought of this. It'd be awesome if, like, she is. I mean, there's things that do kind of hold up. I do want to watch this one maybe eventually. I think that'd be very interesting. Watch this one eventually. In the future, I should put it to watch later right now. I'm not sure when I'll watch that, but probably will. But yeah, I was gonna say something before, like when I paused, but I was like, you know what, I'll continue it. Oh yeah, I was talking about like it could be debunked because Griseo. We saw Griseo in chapter 40 and 42, you know, as a grown up and everything, as an adult. But the thing is, like, you could do a counter argument saying, like, I mean, because you could say, like, well, she's still in Honkai Impact on one of the other planets, far out in the solar system. So how can she be the god of Teyvat? Well, I mean, to be honest, that could be counter argument saying, well, the Primordial One hasn't been seen for a while. They've been sleeping for 500 years. So, I mean, you know, she's been sleeping for 500 years, but what's the timeline between Genshin Impact and Honkai Impact? I don't know. Like, when did the Inazuma arc technically happen when Honkai Impact was out? I don't know. Like, I feel like this video probably will explain it, but yeah, I hope everyone did enjoy. That's like probably the only cat argument I could think of. It's like, well, Griseo was in Honkai Impact. She's still in Honkai Impact, but it's like, well, the probability one hasn't been seen for 500 years. She's been asleep for that long, so maybe she just went back to Honkai, but she was like, I'm bored of this world. Let me just go back. But anyway, I hope everyone did enjoy. Make sure to like and subscribe. Let me know what you thought of this theory. Let me know if you think this theory still holds up in any way. I feel like it does. I actually feel like it does. But I need more connects. Like, Genshin Impact and Honkai, like, just feel like it's not connected. Like, they haven't really explained a lot of the connections. I'm very interested, but yeah. But yeah, I guess we'll see you on the next one. Bye!